So I get a lot of clarity through walking, and something I realized, I'm trying to keep the mic, Aki, no. I'm like doing total man gen right now, like walking a dog and making an Instagram story and like trying to keep the microphone close to my mouth so the sound is better. I get a lot of clarity through walking, which makes sense because my moon is in my third house, and the third house rules community in our neighborhoods, and I just love walking through town and like my neighborhood, and the sun is in my third house right now, and so that's kind of like activated for me. And I was thinking, like, I have this dream that I've had for a little while of making an app. And I was just thinking about it while I was walking because I've been listening to a lot of Rahu lectures recently to learn more deeply about the variables in the primary health system so that I can integrate that information and simplify it for you all in my next Astro HD member class, which will be on environment. I've been learning so much and I'm so excited to share. But anyways, so I was thinking, I have this dream of making an app. Like, why hasn't it happened yet? Why hasn't it come in yet? Like, I really want this. I'm so excited about it. It's going to help so many people. Why hasn't it happened yet? Like, why hasn't it aligned? And I was thinking, like, okay, what in astrology rules, like, technology and, like, apps? Aquarius. And for me, Aquarius rules my fifth house, right? Sagittarius rules my third house, where the sun is right now. So my third house is being activated. Friends, errands, walking around my neighborhood, studying, Sagittarius, learning. And so Aquarius in my chart, which rules technology and apps, rules my fifth house. And the fifth house is all about creativity and passions, and I'm super freaking passionate about creating this thing. All fifth house things, and Aquarius technology. And I was thinking, like, okay, well, when is probably a time that would like happen or come in? And I was like, right, Aquarius season, when there are things, planets transiting my fifth house and activating it. And then I was like, after I had that revelation, I was like, oh yeah, like, it's all divine. It's going to happen when it's meant to, which is probably during Aquarius season or when Pluto goes into Aquarius, because then things will be in my fifth house and Aquarius, activating that part of my chart and activating that divine timing. And I was like, oh my gosh, you need to know about this. Like, y'all need to know about this, because it is so helpful when you like have something in your life that you want to create, right? You want to bring in. But it's like, there's divine timing to all of it. And if we try to force it, we're going to cause not self-themes for ourselves of frustration, anger, bitterness, resentment, disappointment. But when we just surrender to the timing, and that takes time because we live in a physical 3D world ruled by time, it surrenders the mind of like when and how and oh my god, I just want it right now. Like, but it's not the right timing right now. And I can use my astrology, like someone who I connect with on Twitter tweeted about, we were like in a conversation and they're like, yeah, I view astrology as time and human design is like our relationship to space. Like, astrology is our relationship to time and human design is our relationship to space. Like, it's how you move through space and time as yourself in alignment with your strategy and authority. Your strategy and authority is guiding you to the right things and to alignment and correctness every minute of every second of every day. And as long as you're using your strategy and authority, you're always going to find the things that are meant for you in the right time. But astrology, this is what astrology does so well. It gives us a way to measure and predict that timing that we wouldn't necessarily have access to if we were just looking at human design. So this is why I love both and why I teach both in my Astro HD membership, and how you can read your charts. And why teaching y'all how to read your charts is my main mission, because it is so incredibly empowering and impactful when you can just be like, oh, when is it likely for this to happen, and consult your chart and literally see that in less than 60 seconds. versus having to hire someone and wait maybe 2 to 3 weeks to a month, like depending on, it's like you don't have to do any of that. If you know the basics and the foundations of how to read your chart, it's so simple and so easy and so profoundly helpful. And I was thinking too, like, oh, that's probably when like my dating life is going to pick up, because the 5th house rules dating, 7th house rules relationships. And if you know when things are going to be moving there, when planets are going to be transiting there, that's when that's going to be a focus for you, and you can take advantage of that timing. Otherwise, it's kind of like a lost cause to like focus on something that there's no planets transiting for you right now.